the risk of asking a business question here, what in the world do you guys do on Tuesday to kind of, I realize you have to, take the beating in the film session.
Yeah.
But how do you turn the page after something like that?
You just kind of have to. You got to force yourself to. It's tough, going with a game like that and then having to, watch the film on it, and it wasn't good. So you just have to move on. You have to. So.
How do you find things to grab onto? I mean, because it was so bad in so many facets.
Mm-hmm.
How do you find things to grab onto? Like, hey, if we fix this,
yeah,
we got something. We fix that.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think in our room, we kind of look back at what we were doing towards the end of last year and trying to get that mentality and intensity back in the run game at least. So we're hoping to kind of gravitate more towards that and kind of look for things like that. And we've seen teams, watching the film, really between Baltimore and Green Bay and San Francisco, how they played the Lions and just coming off the rock and hitting dudes, and that's kind of what we were doing towards the end of last year, and hopefully we just kind of get back to that.
You already get to play for your hometown team, but could you imagine playing in a new stadium in Arlington Heights?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, I think I don't know how you guys felt after going to SoFi, but that place is pretty sweet, and if you have that much land out in Arlington Heights, I can only imagine what they can do with that space and all that stuff. So yeah, pretty cool and could be pretty special for sure.
Does when you see these new stadiums around the league or wherever, like you said, it was SoFi, I mean, how much as players do you notice or even care about that?
Yeah, I think you notice. I mean, you notice certain things. Like for us, it's a lot of the field stuff. Great turf at SoFi, and really just the locker rooms and just the whole thing going into it. The exterior of it. Obviously, we don't get to experience how a fan would experience it, in the stands and whatnot. But all that stuff for us is still pretty cool, and just to see how the structure of everything and all that stuff. I mean, I take notice of it at least, and I think it's pretty cool.
But in theory, you're going to be going to games there like the rest of your life, like
Yeah.
beyond your NFL career.
Right. Yeah.
Are you excited as a future old man fan?
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. Obviously close to where I grew up and everything, so it's just really cool. And I know everyone, all the guys that I went to high school with are excited about it. They keep asking me like the details of it. I'm like, I do not. It is not something that I am involved in at all. But
Property value.
yeah. Right. Yeah. You'd think, right? You'd think. Yeah.
What about your tight end group as a whole? Obviously, you're not putting up the production that you guys want. Is that something where you guys, you put that on yourselves? How do you sort of compartmentalize that? When obviously you need quarterbacks to get the ball too.
Yeah, no, we're just gonna stick to what we've been doing. Throughout, I thought we all put a really good camp together, and going about our daily business. That's all we can really do, and that's what we're gonna continue to do. So we'll kind of let that sort of production targets kind of come to us, and when it happens, we're gonna make the play. But yeah, that's all we can do at this point is just kind of keep grinding away and keep doing our thing.
Does it get frustrating?
Yeah, I mean, sure it does. Especially when we had a game as we did the other day, and we're not moving the ball, we're not scoring points. So yeah, it is frustrating, but you just got to come back to work every day and stick to it. That's all you can do.
When you talk about looking back at the end of last season,
Yeah.
that kind of coincided with when you started to seem like you got in a groove.
Yeah.
And a rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess what kind of stands out about what you can maybe take away from that and apply it to right now?
Yeah, well, I think you saw another guy that kind of came alive too was David in the run game. When you get that run game going like we were, tight ends are going to do really well in the pass game. So I think, just us kind of getting back to that in terms of, getting the ball downhill to him and letting him do his thing, and us coming off the rock and sucking up those linebackers and then being able to create play action off of that and, just be able to create that natural separation in our routes in that way. So, yeah, I think just kind of getting back to that, and that's kind of something that, we were doing at the end of last year, and, hopefully we can kind of get back to, starting this weekend. So.
A lot was made about the Bears keeping only 5 guys in the block, 22 out of 30 times.
Yeah.
When it comes to chips and helping, how equipped is your room to do that? And is that just a week-to-week thing? If that's part of the game plan, you're in. Mm-hmm. If not, does it? I mean,
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. I think if you're asking that, if we're totally capable of doing that stuff, and we're more than willing to do that stuff, especially when, you're going against pass rushers like we did last weekend. So, like I said, at the end of the day, we're doing what we got to do, and we're doing what we're told. So, but yeah, we're more than willing to do those things, and any way we can help the team move the ball, and start scoring touchdowns, we're willing to do. So.
Can you, Justin, Justin was maybe the best player in the Big Ten last year.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably never been not the best player on the field since he was a little kid. How did you see him react after the game and over the last couple of days to something that he's never experienced before?
Yeah, I was really impressed. Just like his calmness and his confidence was still up, which is impressive. I think when you go through a day that we went through on Sunday, that's tough on everybody, and especially the quarterback, and especially for your first start. So it's been cool just to kind of see, his attitude towards it, and him wanting to get back to work this week and things like that. So I'm still excited for him. He's an unbelievable player, and I think that's going to show.
As somebody who has a bunch of friends who are Bears fans,
yeah,
and probably all those friends have opinions.
Yeah,
I'm sure you're aware that
yeah.
Matt Nagy's taken a beating nationally and locally the last couple of days. What about his personality and enables him to kind of be able to handle that?
Yeah, I think, starting with us, I think, coming back in on Tuesday, just his willingness to listen to the players on certain things and want to get our input. We had a good talk with him and just kind of taking a step back and egos aside, looking at this thing and what do we got to do to get back on track. And so, that's something we're all looking forward to. I thought we had a really good practice yesterday, and we're really looking forward to this weekend to kind of getting that stink off of us from the past weekend and really the weekends prior, because we haven't been great really yet offensively. So we need to get back to that.
He's the super positive guy.
Yeah.
But he hears it. And even how do you think is he still been that same guy the last couple of days too?
Yeah, he hasn't changed. I don't really, as much as you guys think we do, but at least I don't really pay attention too much to the outside stuff. So
Sam Mustipher on Tuesday said any player said they don't hear it is lying.
Okay, well then I'm lying. Well, I'm not saying I don't hear it. I'm just saying I'm not paying attention to you as much as you think. But no, I think I think just like you talked about his positive attitude and stuff. He sticks to that. So as players, obviously that's a good thing, and we're gonna fight for him this weekend, and we're gonna do what we got to do with this game plan and in order to get things right. So.
Thanks, Cole.
Thanks, Cole. Appreciate it.